Hi everyone, this is Ravi Singh, Assistant Professor at International School of Management, Patna. So in this video lecture, we are going to discuss about types of warehouses, warehousing costs, some decision dimensions related to warehousing, location analysis, and warehousing strategies. So on the if we classify the warehouse on the basis of ownership, we can classify it as a private, public, and contract warehouses. So private warehouses are those warehouses where owner and user are same. Public warehouses are those warehouses where warehouse can be owned by some other entity and is used by anybody or anyone by paying the rental. Contract warehouses are are those warehouses where there is a written contract signed by the user and the owner. So this is on the basis of ownership. Now, if we classify the warehouse on the basis of service they provide, we can classify it as a bonded warehouse, field warehouse, cold storage or refrigerated warehouse, distribution warehouse, buffer storage warehouse, export import warehouse. So bonded warehouse are usually used for import purpose. So when some consignment comes from abroad and that it is an imported item and we have to pay the custom duty. So till the custom duty is paid, the consignment is kept under in this bonded warehouse. Field warehouse are any warehouse which are near the location of its use. Cold storage, as the name suggests, it is a refrigerated warehouse. Distribution warehouse are usually used for distribution purpose. So distribution warehouses are usually works as a hub and spoke model. So for say for example, we are creating a distribution network for Bihar. So at Patna we have created a big warehouse, and in other districts we have created a small warehouse to cater the requirement. So this kind of warehouse are distribution warehouse. Then buffer storage warehouses are used to store some extra item which are not presently required and will be required in case of some emergency or exigency. An export and import warehouse is at every dock or shipping yard. Export and import warehouses also at airport. Export and import warehouses are used to store the items which needs to be exported or which have come from abroad or which has been imported. So this is the categorization of warehouse on the basis of service they are providing. Now, let us discuss about the warehousing cost. So there are four important costs. First is your RHT cost, receipt handling and dispatch cost. Second one is the storage cost, which is rental, we can say. Then construction and installation cost if we are going for private warehouse. Then we have to construct the whole infrastructure and we have to invest in the installation of equipments. Then operational and administrative cost. So this is also applicable for private and contractual warehouses. So if it is a public warehouse, then we don't have to spend on operational or administrative cost. Under operational and administrative cost comes under like salary, your electricity charges, safety and security charges. These kind of charges comes under operational or administrative cost. Wages. Now, which warehouse to use? Out of public, private, contractual, which warehouse to use? This is an important decision which every manager has to take. So let us understand the influencing factor. As far as investment is concerned, so for private warehouse, it will be highest. For public, there is no investment is required. Contractual, a little bit investment may be required because of some customization and all these things. Control, as far as control is concerned, so private warehouse, you have all the control will be highest. Public warehouse control will be low. Contractual will be medium, as 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 written in the contract, as per the agreement. So it may vary. Flexibility, as far as operational flexibility is concerned, private warehouse will provide you highest of flexibility, public low, and contractual medium. Cost per unit is stored. For private warehouse, it is inversely related to volume. The higher the volume, your overall cost will come down. Cost per item will fall. Public warehouse, it is always low because it is we pay as per our use. And same similar to private warehouse, contractual warehouse, cost per unit will be same. Risk, as far as risk is concerned, in private warehouse, risk will be highest. Private risk will be highest. Public, it will be low, and contractual, it will be medium. So by on the basis of this analysis, we may decide as per our requirement how much control we require, how much flexibility is required. Are we in a position to do investment? Are we, what kind of risk we are able to bear? So according to all these things, we can decide which warehouse will be more suitable for our requirement. So let us discuss one decision, warehousing decision model. In this model, so our warehousing decision depends on kind of product, value density of the product, logistics reach, perishability, hazardness. Also, it depends on the state, solid state, liquid or gaseous product. Then the decision depends on our objective. What do we want to reduce the cost, or do we want to improve the customer service? What kind of stock turnover is required? What kind of productivity is required? Then also resources. What is our competency level? What, how much financially we are strong? How much IT or other systems we are having at our disposal? Then warehouse availability of warehouse, like do we have public warehouse where we want to store goods to? Can we have contractual warehouse? Otherwise, we have to go for private warehouse. So, so on these basis, we have to decide. And in this decision, there may be some tactical kind of decision like storage, allocation, order picking, transportation. Also, some tactical decision can play a vital role, like location, because you can't change your location very frequently. Then the layout is also once it is created, a warehouse is created with a proper a particular layout, it is very difficult to change, and if we change, it will be we have to bear a lot of loss. Then equipments and installations, all these are capital on these items, capital expenditure is required. So we have to be very cautious while deciding a location or deciding about the equipment, about the IT infrastructure, about the layout and all this. Then operational decisions we take like work allocation, job scheduling, performance monitoring. So on analyzing every aspect of our business, of our requirement, we decide which warehouse will be more suitable for our requirement. Now, a very important decision which we take is about the location. So, location analysis, there are two major dimensions. One is your what kind of service we want to provide. That is level of service which we want to provide to our customers. And this level of service is always decided considering the level of service provided by our competitors. And the second one is cost to serve. If we are increasing our service, then definitely our cost to serve will be high. So we have to fine tune it. We have to trade off between these two things. And some factors which affect the site selection decision are first is your market proximity. So how much we want to be closer to the market. Then infrastructure facilities available. So at the place where we want to have our warehouse, do we have road there? Is the electricity available there? Telephone connection is available there, and all those infrastructure things must be there. Accessibility. So we have to take care of the accessibility. So can the warehouse be accessible very fast, or is it very difficult? Then safety and security is also a very vital point, especially when you are storing some high value items. So safety and security becomes a very uh, matter of concern. Then availability of space with respect to price of land. We want to have a warehouse nearby the market, but land may not be available. If it is available, which may be the price may be very high. Then also the nature of the product, then value density of the product. Value density means the price per gram, you can say. So per unit gram price. So value density of gold will be much higher compared to value density of iron or silver or aluminum. So if value density is high, so it is suggested that item should be kept near, means control must be higher and it should be near to the market, near to the owner. Taxes and levies. So that is also decision parameter. So, say for example, if you are having a warehouse in rural area, maybe taxes may be less, but at the same time, transportation cost may be higher. You may face some safety and security issues, some accessibility issues. Then also last point is your government regulation for uh, for some items like hazardous item or which can harm the safety and security of general public. Government has laid down some regulation for storing those items. So these things are regarding your location analysis. Now, the last thing which we are going to discuss about is your warehousing strategies. So there are four important strategies. First is capacity switching. So we uh, we design our warehouse or we invest in the infrastructure as per our requirement, as per our average requirement. So at the time in business, usually we have some months we have peak demand, and in some months we have very less demand. So to handle these fluctuations, we have to uh, make arrangement with different kind of warehousing facilities. Like for mm, uh, for 20-30% of our storing can be done at our private warehouse. Then again, when demand is high and storage is more storage space is required, then we can go for contractual or public warehouse. So depending on the requirement, we can switch from private to public to contractual. Then hub networking. Hub networking is uh, uh, it is usually used in distribution warehouses where a hub is created, and these hubs these hubs are very large warehouses, and some small warehouses are connected to these large warehouses, uh, and those small warehouses ultimately serve the clients or customers. So this kind of hub and spoke model is used. Then another is cobbling. Cobbling is used when when there are two, three companies are serving to the same market. So they are not competing, their products are not competing with each other. Say, for example, Johnson and Johnson and Hindustan Lever. So Johnson and Johnson is leader in baby segment. So Johnson and Johnson and Hindustan Lever can use the same warehouse. So this way, same facility can be used by two, three companies if they are not competing with each other and they are serving the same segment. So this strategy can be used. Then outsourcing. In this outsourcing happens when you are not managing your warehouse yourself. So you have outsourced all the complete warehousing function to some external companies. These external companies can be logistic companies, or they can be specialized in warehousing. So I have seen many many companies who have outsourced the documentation to some other parties, and these other third parties store the all the important official documents with proper labeling and marking. So this kind of outsourcing is used. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you very much.